So, as I was dwelling today, watching the 247 OU Insider show that was live on YouTube, which if you guys haven't checked that already and you guys are watching my channel, I don't know what in the world you're doing. Go over there and check them out. It seemed like there were some people that maybe were unhappy with Todd Bates, and I want to go ahead and talk about it and break it down because I think y'all crazy. And if y'all watching this video, I want you to hop down in the comments below and challenge me on this because, I might even bring you on the show so that we can cordially talk this out on the live stream. But before we get into it, please go ahead, hit that like and the subscribe button. Let me know what you all are thinking down in the comments below because, listen, I think Todd Bates is an elite recruiter, and you got to be able to give him time to establish his presence and dominance here at the University of Oklahoma because Todd Bates is a 40-year-old co-defensive coordinator for one of the best defensive minds in college football. He's from Heflin, Alabama. And I just want you to know this. His alma mater is the Alabama Crimson Tide. And if you watch Around the Table Sports, Ty and I talk all the time. And one thing that Ty has specifically said is this was a guy that he was hoping Nick Saban was going to be able to bring to his staff. But ultimately, BV does what he does best, leverages his relationships, and brings Todd Bates to the University of Oklahoma to be his co-defensive coordinator. And I just want you to realize this. With the elite recruiting background that Todd Bates has, if Todd Bates can be a guy that learns BV's defense, watch out college football because Todd Bates could be on the rise. But here's the deal. For those of you who think that Todd Bates can't recruit defensive linemen at a high level, I want to go ahead and point this out. In 2021, when Oklahoma's boat was sinking and Lincoln Riley had left us in the dumps, and every single OU fan was being told by the media that we're done. There's no way Oklahoma's going to recover from this. They're no longer going to be a blue blood. This staff came in and completely turned it around. And when I look at the short time they had to come in here and save a class and put some new players together, let's look at some of the defensive linemen in this class. Because regardless if they were committed or not, this staff had to keep them here or get them here. Grayson Halton, number 267 nationally, and a guy that you believe next year is going to be a starter. And now Miguel Chavis also might have been in on some of these guys too, so it's important to note that he might have not been the primary on the guys, but both of the guys should have just as equal as confidence. Cavante Henry, he's not on the team anymore, but he was able to get him here. Our Mason Thomas, who, listen, if you guys, again, if you watch the 247 Insider, Parker will tell you all day long, our Mason Thomas is that dude, and he's going to be that dude for Oklahoma. And that's saying a lot because Oklahoma just got a guy in PJ Adebawore in this class, and our Mason Thomas might have a chance to start over him. Cedric Roberts, Alton Tarber, who, yeah, he's not here, but when you look at, what Alton Tarber could have been with Oklahoma, yeah. And so you look at the defensive line class that they were at least able to put up in no time flat last year. I look at it and go, okay, they know what they're doing. But then I look at the history of Todd Bates. What has he gotten on the defensive line in just his short time of doing this? Well, he only got the number one defensive tackle and the number one player overall in the 2020 class in Bryan Breese. He got DeMonte Capehart, who is the number 34 overall player and the number 5 defensive tackle in 2020. He got Trey Williams, the number 94 player overall and the number 11 defensive tackle in 2020. He got Tyler Davis, the number 137th player overall, number 12 defensive tackle in 2019. He got Peyton Page, the number 94 player overall, number 14th defensive tackle in 2021. And then this year, which for some reason, because we didn't go out there and land a David Hicks, all of a sudden this dude's hot garbage. Please, come on. He got, in my opinion, one of the best defensive linemen to commit to Oklahoma in Derek LeBlanc. And I said it. Derek LeBlanc is that dude. And you can't convince me either which way. Because Derek LeBlanc stuck it out. He helped recruit other guys to this defense. He was out there helping get David Hicks to Oklahoma. And when you look at what Derek LeBlanc could potentially bring to the University of Oklahoma, he's got, putting on a couple pounds, he'll have the size. I mean, when you look at it, if you develop him the right way, yeah, this kid's going to be an NFL player and definitely going to be a tremendous Power 5 starter. But then you go look at guys like, PJ Adebawore was recruited by Miguel Chavis. I'm sure Todd Bates had a conversation in there once or twice. And listen, I'm sure Miguel Chavis leans on Todd Bates every once in a while. He landed Ashton Sanders, which, for those of you who don't know who Ashton Sanders is, he's a 6'1", 270-pound defensive lineman who, I think he's going to be a good nose tackle for Oklahoma. Which, if you go look at the defense this year and look at the 3-3-5, that was an area of need for Oklahoma. You look at Marcus Strong, a guy that, late in the recruiting cycle really started to pick up some offers from the University of Oklahoma. And yeah, again, he didn't go land, the David Hicks of the world. But guess what? You know what? Unfortunately, sometimes you aren't going to get the 5 stars. And so Oklahoma fans, you need to realize that just because you got a BV on the defense does not mean you're going to go be Dabo Swinney and still land every freaking defensive 5-star that you want. And guess what? For all the haters that want to say that, well, Peter Woods. Well, guess what? Peter Woods never took an official visit to Oklahoma. So, yeah, that's my deal. So for all you guys that want to hate on Todd Bates and potentially push him out of the program, because OU fans are notorious for pushing players and pushing coaches out of here. You are. And I'm an OU fan. Sometimes I fall victim to it. I'm not going to say it's all you guys, because sometimes I fall victim to it, but then I look back and I take a good look at it and I go, yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that. Todd Bates is an elite recruiter. He's going to get guys to Oklahoma that Oklahoma would have never gotten without him. And you look at 2024, we have, on the defensive line, you have David Stone, who's going to be an Oklahoma Sooner. Zadavian Sims, who's going to be an Oklahoma Sooner. You have Nigel Smith, who's going to be an Oklahoma Sooner. I 100% believe that. He's not told me that, because you guys know we've talked to him multiple times. He's not told me that. He hasn't told me anything. But I just believe from the conversations I've had that, he will be a Sooner. I think he really likes Todd Bates. I think he has a good relationship with him and Miguel Chavis. I think he has a chance to land or help Miguel Chavis land a Williams Winery. He might not be the primary there, but I guarantee you he'll help be a secondary if needed. And he's going to be able to help recruit other positions. Because when you go look at some of the other positions that he has recruited for Clemson, E.J. Williams, the 5-star wide receiver, number 69 overall player, number 13th at his position. You had Sergio Allen, the number 218th inside linebacker. You had Kevin Swint, another inside linebacker. So Vontae Bentley, another inside linebacker. So if you look here, right, what do you notice? He can help recruit other positions. And one of need for Oklahoma, that is the linebacker position. So I look at what Oklahoma has in a recruiter in Todd Bates, and I say, Oklahoma fans, you need to calm down. You need to give this staff time. They're not going to be able to turn it around overnight. Because guess what? We're not going to go out there and do shady stuff with our program. That's not who we are. We are better than that. We are going to build this program. I say we because I'm not a part of it, but this staff is going to build the program up from the ground, and they're going to do it the right way. BB's not in the business of not doing this the right way. Give it time. Give it time. You know what? If by year 3 we still haven't landed any just elite talent, when I say elite talent, a 5-star on the defensive line outside of PJ Adebawore, and this staff hasn't won over 10 games, maybe you can start asking the questions. But you got to give them time. Oklahoma fans are falling victim to what so many fans across college football fall victim to. Not giving your coach time, expecting the most out of them right when they get there. So go ahead and jump down in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think about the Todd Bates. Yeah, I mean, I want to hear from you guys. Do you guys think we land David Stone? I've asked that question a lot, and you guys seem to not want to answer it. So let me know. Hop down in the comments.